Yeah. So this is me. I introduced myself. If you came in a little later, sorry, but then you missed the best parts. Yeah. Walisema wahenga wafanye nini? Wajipaki mafuta kwa mgongo wa chupa. Mimi sasa ndo mgongo wa chupa mwenyewe. Okay. Yeah. I think I can start off. Are you okay? Yeah. How many in the crowd knew that around 10 to 20% of Bitcoiners in Africa are women? Only 10 to 20% of Bitcoiners in Africa are women. How many knew that? I can only see Linda, any other person, Chantal. Who else? Yeah. Sister is Adaba, I can also see Adele. So only 10 to 20% of Bitcoiners in Africa are women. And then that actually narrows down when you go into development in Bitcoin. So that is why as Bitcoin Dada, we bring to you Dada Devs, which is a new initiative we are bringing for the female Bitcoin developers in Africa. Bitcoin Dada, I can see haters over there. Yeah. Next slide, please. So we can move into the significant challenges that are faced by female developers in Africa. First and foremost, we have lack of access to training and mentorship. When you dig into the Bitcoin development space in Africa, you find that only a very small number of organizations or initiatives do Bitcoin development. First and foremost, we have Bitcoin. We have Base 58, but then I'm not sure if that is African. So that is why we're bringing you. It's not African? Yeah. So we only have Bitcoin serving the global south. And then when you actually go into the numbers of Bitcoin, you find that most of the people and developers in Bitcoin are men. That is why as Bitcoin Dada, we're bringing you what? Dada? Yes. Dada? Yes. It's like my copy of Dada Devs. We also have limited networking opportunities. How many here have been to Bitcoin networking opportunities, events, or just random Bitcoin activities, events? How many? Which one was that? Bitcoin Dada? Any other? BitSnob? But then BitSnob was brought by Bitcoin Dada. So, Bitcoin Dada, exactly. So there are limited networking opportunities for sane women, which actually narrow down the avenues where they can go into the space and meet the industry players who can show them the way into the Bitcoin development space. Also, we have gender biases and stereotypes, which bring about a feeling of being lost and unwelcome. I have Vera in here, right? Vera? Where are you? Exactly. When Vera was on a panel here, she said that the first time that she came across Bitcoin Dada was through what? Bitcoin Dev Socratic seminars, right? Exactly. How many people have heard of Bitcoin Socratic seminar? Apart from Sharon, Marcel, Jason, Rosaline, Jordan, Mary, how many other people have heard of Bitcoin Socratic seminar? Bitcoin Devs? How many? Mary? Who else? You're a Dada. But then she also counts, apart from the rest of you. So you find that these women have extremely limited and narrowed opportunities for them to get into the space. For her, at least she got to know about Bitcoin Dada through a developer activity. But then for most of us, you find that we actually do not know that there are existing Bitcoin development activities, networking opportunities, communities. Okay, I cannot pitch Bitcoin because I'm Bitcoin Dada, so I will pitch what? Dada Devs. So supporting statistics, the objective story at Java. You find that we say that only 10 to 20% of women make up the what? African Bitcoin development space. But then when you go into the development space, devs, the builders, you find that only 5% or even smaller numbers make up what? Women. We can also check how many in here are developers, leave alone Bitcoin developers, just developers. I know her, no, women, please. Please, women. How many women in the crowd are developers? Mary? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of what? How many women are in here? We're around 130 something. less than 40 are men. So assuming 100 women, you have less than 10 women who are developers in the crowd. So I find that these terrible statistics create a very big gender gap in the Bitcoin development space, which is quite discouraging for the women. Because if you can come into such an avenue or such an opportunity, networking opportunity, and then as a woman you want to join the Bitcoin development space, but then you find that the number of Bitcoin developers who are female in the space are quite narrow, then you feel discouraged. Because then in your mind you'd assume that, oh, this is only a male-dominated space. Thank you. So at Bitcoin Dada, how are we empowering women in the Bitcoin development space? First and foremost, through Bitcoin Dada Devs, we are bringing you accessible training, which will be free for our Bitcoin Dadas. If you have gone, for you to actually qualify to join the Bitcoin Dadas, you would have actually need to go through our basic Bitcoin course. And then also we are bringing in mentorship opportunities. We will be connecting these women with brilliant mentors in the space who have built very good products. We also have a couple of builders here. We have Jordan with Taco, Momo, Satoshi, but then that is more of our capacity building. We have Felix with the core. Now for this particular endeavor, it will be development only. So if you are a woman and you are looking to get into the Bitcoin development space, we'll be connecting you with non-Bitcoin developers who can guide you and show you the way through the Bitcoin developer space. Okay, we have a future Bitcoin Dada. Hi, baby. Lastly, we provide a very inclusive community. As you can see, majority of us in here are Bitcoin Dadas. And if you approach one of us, it's not just PR, approach a Bitcoin Dada randomly. When you go have the meal, when you get like one of them on the corridors, approach them and ask them, what is the benefit of being a Bitcoin Dada? We provide a very inclusive space, which makes these women feel valued, feel seen, feel heard. We provide a Dadahood, which is quite important if you are a starter in the space. It doesn't matter if you have like zero knowledge about whatever Bitcoin is or Bitcoin development, we provide that for you. So leave that all to us. We have 3 tenets as Bitcoin Dadas that bring about the transformative impact. One of them is increased representation. By providing these women with the necessary skills as developers, we increase the representation of females in the Bitcoin African. It's very important to underline that word, African. Najua unaingia Google and then you find that 50% of women in the world are Bitcoin developers. Please, I have said African. Don't go on Twitter and then say, oh please, me say 5%. We're talking about what? African Bitcoin developers who are women. We will be increasing representation, which is quite good for the women, because then if you get into the space and you feel that there are people, okay, we are, oh, bad thing, you're all black. If you are like a mixed crowd, let's say, okay, we're all black, so we might relate. Giving an example, if you watch a movie or if you are quite fond, only white guy, please. That's what I'm saying. We are literally like, it's only whites, 1 out of 138. If we are like a more mixed crowd, it should have made sense. But then we can all relate as African and as black people. If you look into your areas of interest where you find there are no black people, sometimes you feel actually discouraged because then you cannot see like people who look like you. So this type of representation is quite important. Also, following our rolling out of this initiative, we will be bringing out innovation and growth. Okay, we might have Bitako, we might have Satoshi Fi, we might have Taito, we might have Bitcoin Dada, but then if we absorb more women into the space, we'll be bringing about innovation and growth. In that, somebody might have an idea, but then it's not something that somebody has worked on before. Then this will be bringing in new perspectives, fresh, new ideas, We might want new Bitcoin Dadas, we might want new decors, we might want new tandles, but then we also want new products. Building African solutions for what? African problems, exactly. Also, women are quite impressionable. By innovating these women and empowering them, we'll be inspiring the next generation. Personally, let's say I have an idea. Okay, I am an employee of Bitcoin Dada, this might be a little incriminating. So, assuming a random person in the crowd, a Dada or just a woman, has an idea, but then it's almost the same as Bitcoin Dada. The fact that Marcel already championed Bitcoin Dada, then it becomes something to look up to. If you can look at her and say, okay, she did it, so can I. It will be much simpler for these women to actually see women who are in the space developing new projects, new solutions. Let's say like Sabina. Probably you have like a developer in here who can see that Sabina is one of the co-founders of Tando. They get encouraged to also build what? A Bitcoin solution. So what is our mission as Bitcoin Dada? We have 4 missions: education, community, mentorship, and empowerment. We have already started our education activities through our Bitcoin for Beginners course, but then we'll be furthering it through the Dada Devs. Also, we have community. As I said before, our community is quite inclusive and it's a very safe space for the women in Africa. And we are also looking to provide a safer space for the female Bitcoin developers. Mentorship, as I said before, we'll be connecting these brilliant women, brilliant developers with mentors who have already built Bitcoin solutions, who have the expertise, the skills, and the knowledge in the Bitcoin space. Lastly, we have empowerment. When you empower a woman, you empower what? Exactly. When you empower a woman, you empower the whole community. By us empowering these female developers, these solutions, we'll be empowering the whole community. If another woman can come in and build another tandem, then we have like simpler methods of facilitating payments through either Bitcoin to fiat rails or just Bitcoin to Bitcoin, whichever you deem fit. Think big, don't think within the box. Catching Isai, ask yourself, what would you like to do as a developer? Go sleep on it, come sign up for a course, then we'll take you from there. So how can you get involved as a Dada? As I said before, this course is only open to Dadas. So if you have been through our Bitcoin for Beginners course, cohort 1 to exactly 7. This 7 or 8? 7? Exactly. So from cohort 1 to 7, we're looking for female developers. If you feel called to the course, come sign up. You know us, we had already been introduced as the Bitcoin Dada team. Go look for Sabina, look for me, look for Adele, look for Edith, look for myself. We'll provide you with the sign up links. You can sign up and then we wait for more announcements to come on how we will be facilitating the course. Also connect with us. We have extremely beautiful pages. Have you seen our Twitter? On Instagram. But it's for Bitcoin. We also have a LinkedIn. So make sure connect with us, reshare, repost, watch out for any announcements to come regarding this particular initiative. Also in the crowd, we have a couple of Bitcoin developers who have already built beautiful solutions. We have Jason, who's a part of the Tando team. We have Jodo, who's a part of BitSaco, and a couple of others because I've forgotten. I'm trying to check